If you've been tuning in to Katie the Closer TV, you know that we are going through a series about your right to remain silent. And for this series, I had great plans to go in order from the point of an investigation all the way through being charged with a crime. But now we have a change of plans. We got to change our sequence a little bit because y'all's boy Donald goes on TV yesterday and holds a press conference after being charged with 34 crimes. So I don't want us common folk to think that this is a good idea. Now, the reality is, as a normal everyday person, you're probably not going to be holding a press conference after you are charged with a crime. But there are ways that everyday normal people tend to incriminate themselves by not invoking their right to remain silent after being charged with a crime. So let's talk about those. First, the most common mistake that I see individuals make after being charged with a crime is talking about your case on jail calls. Now, this is crazy because whenever you make a call from the jail, the first thing that it says is, this call is being monitored and recorded. And it is. And someone is listening. In fact, there was a time in my life when I was that someone. As an intern at a prosecutor's office, I listened to jail calls all day. And so the prosecutor can then use those calls and anything you say about the crime as evidence against you at a trial. You have the right to remain silent even on those jail calls, and you should. The next common way is people go out and talk about their situation on social media. Go and check out my video about social media posts. The state or the government can absolutely use your social media posts as evidence against you in a trial. Probably the most common way that people tend to incriminate themselves after being charged with a crime is by talking to friends and family. And you might think, what's the harm in this? I'm just talking to my family. They're not going to go and tell anyone what I say. But the fact of the matter is, anyone you talk to about your case can later be subpoenaed as a witness in a trial. So the number one thing to always remember is that your right to remain silent begins before you are ever charged, before you are ever arrested, and it continues all the way through until your case is over. Because if you go out and you talk to anyone about it, again, you're probably not going to do a press conference, but anyone you talk to can be subpoenaed. Any form of social media that you post on can be subpoenaed, and all of that becomes evidence against you. And what you don't want to happen is for the prosecutor's evidence, best evidence against you, to be the evidence that you created. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to watch our series, You Have the Right to Remain Silent, on Katie the Closer TV. Be sure to subscribe so that you get our future video notifications. And if you have questions or certain topics that you want me to cover, include that in the comments below.